Hoi! Zach, life beat depression. It's day 852, and you know what we're about to do. Get in another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls for tuning in and supporting the cause. Thank you so much. As you know, it is a martial arts for mental health show. We like to focus in on those mental health tools first. Lots of different ways out there that we can help ourselves and we can help others, but we got to find the ones that work for us as individuals. And one such tool is the tool of gratitude. A daily practice of gratitude can help train your brain to focus on those positive things in life. It can help rebalance that brain so that it becomes easier to find those silver linings, even when we're going through hard times or dealing with challenges. So we start every show with that practice of gratitude. My gratitude going out today to the first ones in, to Braces Can Be Scary, to Sean's Crazy Saloon, it's good to see you out there, to When Roses Blossom, and to Soul Traveler. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I also want to shout out gratitude to Sensei Dwayne Bang Ludwig at Bang Martial Arts out here in Colorado for helping us break stigma and raise awareness with that TKO stigma interview we did. And I also want to shout out gratitude to Kyle Wright and to Boyan for helping us in the same way. By raising awareness, by speaking up on what's helped them, they're helping empower others to find the tools that they can use to move forwards towards their journey towards better mental health. So I want to shout out gratitude to those guys out there. And again, to everybody who's been supporting the cause, to all the martial arts studios, to the champ, Greg Wooten, to Nina Carita, to Carlson out there, to everybody, all the martial artists who've been supporting us. I've been doing this for a little over 2 years, 852 days, and originally intended to grow by helping people and finding people who were dealing with depression and getting them to be public about it. And it was a difficult task. It still is. It still is a difficult task. And the reason it is a difficult task is because of that stigma that's surrounding mental health issues. So whenever somebody lends their time and space and energy to help break that stigma, the ripple effect, it's going to continue on long after we are gone and continue to help so many people. And we can all benefit from each other in a mutual way. So I want to thank you, everybody out there who's been so supportive and has been helping this thing grow and helping us make more of a positive impact than we've already made together. That being said, go ahead and think about your gratitude section for the day. Remember, the more you use it, the more powerful it can become. The more things you put on that list, the more powerful that gratitude can be, and help change your mindset even for the day. You wake up in a bad mood, start with the gratitude tool. See what you can do with just that gratitude tool alone. Think about those things you're grateful for. It'll help put you in that positive mindset. That being said, I also want to shout out to Tapina. I think that's Coach Allen. I could be wrong. I think that's Zentai Coach Allen. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for tuning in. And to Sunshine and Rainbows, thank you so much for being here as well. Like I said, it's a martial arts for mental health show. Today is a more higher intensity round. We are going to be using tools that we've learned already, but you can all use that gratitude tool. So go ahead and try that, tap into that, think about something you're grateful for. Second tool we mention every single day is that progress tracking tool. Keeping track of the number of days you show up for yourself can have a cumulative compounding effect on your mental health, especially if you are dealing with negative intrusive thoughts that we often deal with from depression or anxiety. The types of thoughts that tell you you can't get out of bed in the morning, the types that tell you that you don't deserve to do this, you're not capable of doing that. This list tool can help show you the reality of the situation, that those thoughts are temporary, they're fleeting, they do not define you, you get to define you, and you can define yourself based on the progress you make right in the face of those things that are trying to stop you. So keep track of your progress, let that number build up into more and more mental resiliency, let it build up into more self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-validation, because that's something that nobody can take away from you. You're the one who can give it to yourself, and no one can take that away from you. Also, something to note about this number is you want to make it a daily accomplishable goal, not something that you struggle to achieve, not something that feels like a whole bunch of work. That's why the core of this session is between 5 to 10 minutes of exercise. It's something that can fit in your day, does not have to feel like a burden, something you can enjoy, and something that builds you up mentally and physically. Keep track of it, let it build. Remember, even if you miss a day, even if it's not consecutive, you'd never go back to zero. You never lose proof of your strength and endurance. So keep track of that number, let it continue to build and positively impact you. And if you share it, you can positively impact others as well. Man, it is cold out here. So that's the second tool we're sharing today. Now we're gonna get into the bulk of the lesson. Shout out to Slayer Ken, thank you so much for being here as well. Got all kinds of hay and goose turds everywhere, frozen goose turds today. So I'm gonna do my best to avoid the bumps as we move through our shadow boxing lesson. We will have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming from our sweet retro synth boombox if all goes well. And it's going to be standard rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath, drink some water. And we're going to move through shadow boxing lesson, same format that we've been using the last several days. It's working really well. I'm really enjoying it. A lot of other people are really enjoying it, so we're going to stick with that. If this is too advanced for you, remember that Wednesdays and Sundays we do a much more beginner-friendly class. It's our lower intensity active recovery days. Tap into other tools. You don't have to be physically in shape. You don't have to know the striking patterns beforehand. And you can find tools that potentially will work for you to help you empower yourself to save your life. And checking in on comments, shout out to Ree Brickman, appreciate you out there. And to Slayer Ken for sharing your days at 460. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. So that being said, we're going to get into the lesson. We're going to practice a combo today that I learned at Bang Muay Thai yesterday, and then we're going to build on it into our shadow boxing routine. So the combo we're going to practice is going to start in our Muay Thai stance. We're going to step in and toss a jab to the head of that visualized target. Remember, visualize that dummy in front of you. Visualize that physical embodiment of the thing that you are fighting forwards against. If it's depression or anxiety, make it a depression dummy, make it an anxiety dummy, and punch that dummy in the face. Knock those lies right out of its face with our striking patterns. And that way we can consciously acknowledge what we're subconsciously doing every single day that we show up for ourselves, which is overcoming those debilitating effects of depression. So visualize that dummy. Ooh, it is brisk as that sun goes down. Visualize that dummy. Land your shots on target with accuracy. That way you can improve that muscle memory and technique. Remember to inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth on those strikes, and I'll show you that first combo that we're going to build into our routine. We're going to step forwards into a nice powerful jab. We're going to rotate through into the cross, but instead of throwing the cross to the head, we're going to sink on the knees. Now it's important that you don't lean over and lean forward, especially if you're working with the bag. This is not going to be an advancing technique. This is just a striking technique. You want to sink down. The rotation is going to be the same, just like we rotate at the hips and the shoulders for the jab, and we rotate hips and shoulders for the cross. Same thing. Our power's coming from rotation. So we don't have to lean into the bag. We're going to step forwards for the jab, meet the bag, sink down on the knees, and rotate through, extending that cross to the body. And then as we stand back up, we're going to toss a hook, bang, to the head. And you can do that hook, palm down, palm in, matter of preference, doesn't matter, whatever you enjoy. That's our basic combo. We'll work on that to start. As we move through the shadow boxing lesson, we'll get more creative. You guys can use any striking patterns that you like. Start to think about flow. Start to think about what movements feed the next movement and how you can be creative and enjoy your self-care routine. That being said, let's get it going. Let's get to it. Frozen geese turds. That's right. That's what it's. This is my first full episode today. Day one. Heck yeah. Any day can be your day one. I have had, before I started doing this consecutively, so far it's been 8:52, but before I started doing that, I had many day ones, and everyone was wonderful. And that is something I try to remember, that every time I give myself that fresh start, it feels great. So far, I'm not stopping. And I promise not to stop until depression's wiped out from the face of the planet, so I'm going to keep going till I'm dead. I'll see you. I'll be here every day to support your growth. Let's do this thing together. Woo! All right.
Bluetooth pairing.
Here we go. Technical difficulties. There we go. The LED. Hopefully that's coming through loud and clear. And we're going to pop into Muay Thai stance. I'm glad you're here, Ree. You already have a Taekwondo background, so you can use your Taekwondo stance and try to adapt these moves to your style. Remember, make it your own. Make it your training routine. Let's do this thing. Pop into stance. And if you're hanging with us in Muay Thai stance, square up, visualize that target, visualize where the head is. We're going to start with that step into the one, and then we're going to rotate back. Squared hips, squared shoulders, feet evenly spaced apart, tuck that chin, step into the one, and then rotate back. Keep the head chin tucked, guard high by the brow line. Step into the 1, wuss, and rotate back. Keep yourself nice and balanced here. Even space between the feet. Knees bent, heels off the ground for easy rotation. Step in for the 1, and then rotate back. Back to stance. We're gonna add into 2 this time, but instead of going to the head, we're going to the body. Step in for the 1, sink at the waist, sink on the knees, and rotate in for that number 2 to the body. Back to stance, guard high, keep it moving. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. 1 to the head, pop, sink, 1 to the body. Remember, don't lean, keep it nice and tight. Keep that guard tight, chin tuck for balance. You can roll the shoulder up for extra defense. Keep it tight and rotate back, squaring off. Keep your Muay Thai march going. Nice and balanced, find that rhythm, find that flow. And let's go, hit that dummy in the face and then the body. 1 to the head, 1 to the body, back to stance. You can pick up that pace if you'd like. Wuss, wuss. And back to stance, turning the fists over, land on large 2 knuckles, boom, sink, same thing, large 2 knuckles, making contact, wrist nice and straight, squeeze at the point of impact, wuss, wuss, and back to stance. We're gonna add in the final part of that combo now. We're gonna sink into the cross, and as we rise, we're gonna toss a hook, big wide open hook, up here, reach out there. As you come up, twist through, right? Turning that fist over, turning that palm in, and cap them in the side of the head. We want to turn the fist so that the knuckles hit, and that amount of rotation is going to depend on you and your target and where it is. You'll learn that distance control and accuracy as you progress. So if they're further away, you're turning the knuckles over even more to kind of connect with those knuckles. When they're closer, you can bring it right in, nice and tight. Still connecting with the knuckles, wrist straight, that's what's important. Back to stance, let's put it all together. Step for the 1, sink for the 2, rotate up, there's the 3. Another tip too, if you want to make this more effective, step to the 1, sink for the 2, and then rotate up. As you rotate up, don't throw that fist out there until the last minute necessary. So keep it tucked, keep the guard, and as you rotate up, then whoosh, just bang, right at the last second, get that position. That way you never lose guard, and keep it nice and tight as long as possible. Let's keep practicing together with just that combo. 1, 2, whoosh, 3, back to stance, 1, 2, 3, boom. Trying to keep my guard tight until the last possible minute. When I do make contact, if they're close enough, we want to get that elbow at 90 degrees. Keep the wrist nice and straight. Elbow in line with the knuckles. Right, fist closed and squeeze on impact. Step for the 1, sink for the 2. Whoosh. Rotate up on the way up for that hook to the head. Back to stance. Keep it going. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Pick up the pace and go to your intensity level. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That is the end of round 1. Catch your breath, drink some water. Check in on you on round 2. I forgot the water. That's what I forgot. On round 2, we're going to pick up that intensity, we're going to pick up the pace, and we're going to start to open it up to our creative ability. If you are getting skilled at entering that state of flow, one of the benefits of flow state is improved creativity, improved output, and also improved cognitive function. So your focus can increase, your output can double, and you get more creative. Want to tap into those creative tools and work on adding to this combo. Make it your own. Maybe modify it a little bit. Think about different ways you can throw the cross. Maybe switch into southpaw and try it from southpaw stance, right? Whatever you're comfortable with there. But find different ways to challenge yourself and different ways to grow as you go. Remember to grow through what you go through. Life is not happening to us, it's happening for us. I'm in the struggle right now, but damn, it's a good one. So, all right, back into stance. Let's do it. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Square up, hit him with the jab, sink for the cross, rotate for the hook, and then back to stance. Now I want you guys to move around. Start moving left and right. Use those measuring jabs to find your distance. We talked about measuring jabs before, right? Step into it, measuring jab, measuring jab. Once you find your mark, go ahead and initiate that combo. 1, sink to the 2, wind up, bang, to the 3, and back to stance. Let's add in, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Let's add in a little tip. A Jersey friend of mine I met just last night told me, on that hook, what we can do is step the foot across when we're in that, going into that hook position, and then finish it up with a roundhouse kick to the body. So let's try that. Let's add in that roundhouse kick. Step to the jab, sink for the cross, rotate up for the hook, and now on the hook, we can step across here and twist through the hips. Whoosh! Throw a nice low roundhouse to the body or to that hamstring. All right, back into stance. If you're not skilled with the roundhouse, don't worry about it. Keep those hands going. Use what you're good at. Use what works for you. Keep that combo going. 1, sink to the 2, rotate to the 3. And on that 3, step out. Go ahead and pendulum. Swing through for that nice low roundhouse to the body. Back to stance. Let's think about different ways we can do it. The jab, sink to the body. On the hook, step out. And then work your way across. Boom, work your way across. Add to a different angle. You can mix it up. There's unlimited room for improvement here. Step forwards to the jab, sink for the 2, rotate for the hook, and then finish up with the body kick. Whoosh. Back to stance, guard high. Try posting on that body kick. Step to the 1, sink to the 2, rotate for the 3, post. Right, post on the opposite side of the head, and rip that body kick right through center mass. Back to stance. Guard tight, move around, have fun with it now. Mix it up, free yourself from the pattern, and just work that combo in there where you feel it fits. Let's go. Keep the hands going. You can work knees as well. Work defense. Put some blocks in there. Boom. Bang, bang, bang. And then initiate that combo. Bang, bang, bang. Back to stance. Keep it moving. Add the kick if you like. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Keep it going. Stay centered. Step into southpaw and work it from the opposite side. Sink. Rotate up, body kick, hey, back to stance. Guard high, chin tuck for balance. Work on those teeth, add different elements in there. Back to stance, little pendulum teeth, whoosh. Back to stance, guard high, chin tucked. Keep it moving, step to the jab, sink to the cross. Rotate to the hook, body kick, whoosh. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water, I wish I brought mine. Make sure you're not out. Make sure you're not dehydrating. Woo! And you're staying warm. Boy, I gotta take my own advice out here, right? I was running late, had to rush. It's never good to rush. Good things never happen when you rush. Woo! We got 43 seconds to get back into it, so catch your breath. Make sure you're checking in on you and avoiding those signs of overreaching. Lightheadedness, dizziness, nauseousness in the stomach means dial that intensity back. Slow it down and challenge yourself to your level. That's the only way we'll have sustainable growth out here, is if we give ourselves a challenge, but not too much of a challenge where we overwork, and not no challenge where we wind up bored. And there's no benefit, right? There's no growth there's no growth in that comfort zone, so get uncomfortable, but not too uncomfortable. Still gotta be kind. So find that balance. That's what it's all about. We got 9 seconds. We're popping into the final session. All free form, flow with it. Visualize that target, work defense and offense. Throw that combo in there when you feel like it fits, and let's go. Let's keep it moving. Move around, be elusive with it. Set up those kicks or punches. Ba, ba, boom. Think about what links to what. Work on those different moves that you enjoy. Pendulum kicks. Keep that rhythm going, that pace. And if you'd like, break up that pace. Pause for a moment and throw your opponent off. Whoosh, and then continue the pattern. Oi. Back to stance. Our opponent's gonna wanna read us, gonna wanna read our moves and try to anticipate a defense. So a little pause can really throw them off and make a big difference. Remember to keep working that combo in there as well. Step, sink, bang, whoosh. And back to stance on the roundhouse kick. Turn those hips over, right? Chop the arm, roll the shoulder through, and make sure you're turning those hips over. That we can get a proper Muay Thai kick connecting with the shin. Keep it going. 1, sink to the 2, raise for the 3, body kick, whoosh. Bang, on the body kick you wanna step out off that line. So see where you can fit that step in as well. Step to the jab, sink for the cross. Now maybe on the hook, maybe on this cross here, maybe I'm gonna take a little step out here. Maybe I'm gonna open up that stance so that I wanna come up high with the hook. I already have the hip open and the stance ready, loading my roundhouse kick. From there, quickly fire, whoosh, and back to stance. Keep that guard going, level change, right? Work, head movement, keep the guard tight, whoosh, whoosh. Cover up when you're rotating and you're slipping. Remember, don't block your vision, and keep it moving. Work different teeps in there, rear teep, lead teep. Let's try and cover up the teeps with a kick. Fake, step to the jab. Bring the knee up. Fake the teep, right? Boom, fake it. Make them bring their guard up for the jab and then work the teep in there. Guard comes up. They think that teep's coming, we catch him in the head with the jab. As soon as the guard goes up, we toss the teep. Wuss! Right out of the jab, back to stance. Work that combo in there. Head, body, head, and roundhouse, back to stance. Guard high, keep it moving. Let's go, work for you, give yourself that challenge. Wuss. Chuck the chin for balance. And back to stance. Exhale through those strikes. Remember, you're fighting for you. Wuss, wuss, wuss. And you deserve what you give. Wuss, wuss, wuss. So give it 100%. Let's go. Wuss, wuss, wuss. Wuss. Back to stance. If you're trying to stay warm out there, pick up the pace. Let's go. Wuss, wuss. Step to the cross. Wuss. Hey, that's the end of round 3. I hope you guys gave yourself a challenge. That's how we're growing out here. I hope you showed up for you, pushed to your level, and you can continue to grow day after day. Remember, find a balance in your routine, find those tools that work for you. Make sure you're not overdoing it, and you're not taking it too easy and falling into boredom. Until next time, shout out to Kira and Paul, and to everybody else who's been tuning in and supporting the cause. I'll catch you guys same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Zach Man out.